Is anyone buying and selling luxury real estate in St. George, Utah?
And I mean, like,
and this is the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive. This is the way that we roll. Jeremy Larkin in studio with Jessica Taggart Marron, my great business partner. She's been lurking around here. I think Blake with Blueform Media said something like slurking. He said something good. She's been hanging around here for almost 9 years.
Almost 9 years.
And
after my husband, this is the longest relationship with a man I've ever
It's
had.
true. It's true.
So
I guess what? I'm gonna say
I feel like
absolutely.
top tier.
Actually, that's true.
That you are the only non-family member in my emergency contact can call me through when my phone is on snooze.
Oh, I'm on the emergency bypass?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're the only non-family member because I thought
anybody on emergency bypass besides us this morning?
We have a Larkin group emergency. Jeremy needs to get hold of me.
Yeah, look,
Anyway,
I should have
9
called you at
years.
1 a.m. It was one of those nights that you've
Same.
had.
I was
Yeah,
up
like
too.
anxiety, and
Yes.
I don't know what the deal was. It was probably because I knew how important it was for us to talk about the shifting dynamic in St. George luxury real estate. The fact that wait till you hear this number. Give me just a moment, guys. The number is crazy. The amount of luxury inventory that we have right now. This is, I'm going to give you the number because I had it in front of me. By the way, top of the market, $772 per square foot. $772 per square foot in the ultra luxury tier. That is $5 to $15 million. That is not every home, okay? But that is at the really tippy top tier of the market. And so we're in an interesting thing. Guys, I want to flash forward back, and if you want to check out all of our shows, last week we had Lyman Hafen on. By the way, Blueform, our show is brought to you by Blueform Media. They actually film in the Larkin Group headquarters. People were instantaneously responding to my email in my database yesterday when I sent it out. Oh my gosh,
great.
this is the best. This is so much fun. We love Lyman. So that's good market feedback, is it not? Lyman came on and he talked about growing up in Utah's Dixie, as I did. But, Lyman's older than me. And I mean, I'm 50. The show title is the St. George no one talks about, or something like that, or that kind of thing. Okay. So, it's just one of those things where it was a lot of fun to have Lyman on. And if you want to go back and just have an unbelievably awesome walk down memory lane, you're going to like this show. And you can pick it up on YouTube. Look for the Larkin Group, or go St. George TV, but just go to YouTube, look it up. You're going to be fine. You're going to find it. It's going to be great. So, Jessica, when you joined us, it's been a little while.
Yeah, 9 years.
There was some luxury real estate being peddled, but was there a $10 million listing on the market? There wasn't, was there?
Not to my recollection, but the luxury listings felt very few and far between in relation to the rest of the inventory in the market. Mm-hmm. And, I think about what $1 million looked like in 2016 when I started looking at home prices here, looking to buy a home, build a home, and what you could get for that compared to what you can get today. It's mind-boggling. And when I was, obviously we're not spring chickens, but $1 million home when we were little felt like
unbelievable.
So it's really interesting what we're seeing. And I feel like what I'm about to say is very out of touch, and I don't mean for it to be, but I look at what $1 million echelon of homes looks like right now. And to me, they're just like, it's just like a $700,000 home was before, or $600. I mean, the impact of $1 million just does not buy you here what it could buy you before.
Well,
they're not that special. Is that horrible to say?
No. Well,
I don't want to discount all the beautiful homes that are out there.
Here's what I do is I want to bring context, and this is absolutely great. And I want to have context today because we have some really great data that we pulled, that I pulled early this morning. And this is kind of fascinating. If you look at by the numbers, the luxury tier of the market, and guys, It used to be $1 million was the luxury market. And I'm going to go, I'll move right through some of the stuff that you're looking at right there on your phone. Okay. $1 to $2 million. Just if you're listening to this show, I want you to just think, how many homes could there be on the market that are $1 to $2 million? How 296 homes.
Shy of 300. Amazing.
Here's the interesting thing, Jessica. Do you see that closed number after that? 296 active, 57 under contract. Just since January, how many have closed?
463.
Yeah, guys, 463 homes. The average sales price in the 1 to 2 million tier is $1,324,000. So this is 500 sales. I like to round up.
Yeah.
What my mom would do when I was a kid, Dixie, rest her soul. We laid her to rest across the street, by the way. Last August, I think it was first weekend of September. Dixie would always exaggerate the time when she woke up in the morning. She said, Jeremy, you've got to get up. It's nearly 8 o'clock, but it was like 7:20. And that is what she would, it was all, if my sister were here, she would, yeah. If you ask my siblings, they'd say, I think at our funeral, we talked about some of the isms, but let's say this 500, diverting back to real estate, 500 homes have sold between $1 and $2 million since January 1st. It's only the 16th of April. $2 to $3 million tier. Jessica, how many active under contract and have closed? Now you're going to watch this get smaller.
So at the $2 to $3 million tier, we've got 45 active on the market, 12 are pending, and we've closed 67.
Yes. Yeah.
Since January.
Talk to me about that average price in that 2 to 3 million range. I want to hear about it.
So the average is just shy of 2.4 million.
Yeah.
And average days on market are 102. So the average days on market on the 1 to 2 million is 69. So they're sitting a little bit longer, but they're still selling.
Yeah. Look, they are selling and $2 to $3 million. Okay. I want to give you some context for a minute as we talk through this. I happen to, like most of us, be on social media. And I run, a lot of our listeners don't know this, but I'm building and growing a coaching practice, transformational coaching program for realtors nationwide. This is for producing agents, people selling real estate. And because of that, I've got an account with 17,000 followers on it, and I interact with agents all over. One of the guys that I met is a loose term.
Sure.
In Zoom. He said, hey, this is John so-and-so. I've got my new listing. You can see the ski runs right behind me. And I'm like, and I see the price. It's $6.7 million. I'm like, where's John? Where is he? I said, this looks like a condo. As he pans in, I'm like, wait a minute. This is the Aspen guy. 2 bed, 2 bath, 1,000 square feet, condo, Aspen, $6.7 million. So this is important for us to start to put up the bumpers, like the bowling alley, the bumpers of expectation. Because what people will do, Jess, is go, oh my gosh, I can't believe there's $10 million homes. I realize I'm surprised too. But don't forget it's 6.7. Do you like it?
Yeah, 6.7.
I did that on purpose. It's $6.7 million for a 2-bedroom condo in Aspen. I mean, it's pretty close to the chair. It was like probably 1,000 feet away. I mean, it's like there was a plaza. Holy cow.
Right.
Is that a different world? I think that's a different world.
Yeah, we definitely live in a vacuum in our worlds, and life and real estate can get very much so if you don't look at it in context of what really compared to other places you can get here. In fact, I just did a post. There's a beautiful listing in Green Springs. It's not mine, unfortunately. They're asking 2.3, beautiful. And I wanted to know what that would kind of look like in California. So I spent 15, 20 minutes on Zillow and really found something very similar in all of the ways. And they were asking 15 point something for a really, really similar home.
Guys.
So you do get a lot of bang for your buck here in St. George, but there's a lot of money out there being spent on real estate for.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. This is a completely different, I don't know how to say it. I mean, it's just, this is a different planet that we're functioning on. And we have to realize that the world's changed, and that's that. Okay. So look, let's go back to this for a minute.
Sure.
And this is cool. Okay, I made it work. I had a little delay. I'll share it in just a moment. I created a funnel graphic that's going to show all this. Now we're getting into the rarefied air. $3 to $5 million. Like, are there people looking for $3 to $5 million homes? Well, would you say that there are?
Oh, they are.
Talk to us about it.
Here.
Have some sold since January 1st?
Yes, we've closed 11.
So 11.
Oh, I'm sorry, 37. I looked at my wrong number. 37 in 3 to 5 since January.
37. Guys, I actually am really impressed with that number. It's more than several.
Right.
Gosh, it's like
I was an English major, not a math.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't ask me to divide on camera, okay? But
yeah, guys, you're talking about 9 a month. That is, quite frankly, that's a lot of real estate. I just think that's a lot of real estate. And when you think about this, who's buying this stuff? That's the question. Everyone's asking this. Who's buying this stuff? What are you seeing out there? I mean, when you talk to people, you talk to agents, you talk to buyers, what are people saying?
I
mean, are these people who run like a local Jimmy John's franchise, or I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with something.
Honestly, a lot of them that I hear, they're investing money as a second home here from up north or California and just parking their money. Really love. I did several open houses in Entrada, and some developers were doing some spec homes there that are spectacular, but yeah, a lot of them are looking at second homes.
Yeah. And so here's something I want to talk about. We had a parade builder in our office a few days ago. Great guy who will go unnamed for the show, anonymity. And we just had a visit and we had a conversation about their parade home, which is unsold. And this is kind of interesting to me. Well, here's what else we noticed. It wasn't just their parade home. What else?
Several other amazing builders still have their home on the market.
They're still sitting on these homes, guys.
If you have that kind of money, you typically have an opinion about what it's going to look like to very specific things. And so if you nail every feature in a parade home, then, more people want to look at it. But sometimes people just say, oh, it's beautiful, but I actually need X, Y, and Z, and this doesn't have it, as much as I appreciate the beauty of this parade home. So I think that can be a tricky, there's risk in those higher price point homes. It's much easier to build them to suit for a buyer already. But there's definitely people out there buying because we can see they're coming and they're spending money here.
Well,
so it's really positioning those homes to the lifestyle for those buyers. And I think every home in the parade was, not every home, but there are certain types of buyers that those homes are going to speak to.
Well, here's what I think. I to your point, if you're a seller right now, you got a $2, $3, $4 million home, and you're going, I have an amazing home. I have the best home in the market. Well, it always sounds like Trump. Does everything now sound like Trump? It's the best home. And I've seen big homes. I've seen beautiful homes. I've seen a lot of homes. But this is a good home anyway. It is literally just, it's a rhythm. Okay. So by the way, guys, is the Zoom working on your end? Okay, good. I funneled this thing. 1 to 2 million. It's a big wide funnel. 2 to 3 million, it's get a little more narrow. 3 to 5 million gets a little more narrow. 5 to 15 million. And here's where I'm going to go with this point. You're competing now, if you have that $2 to $4 million home, with people who just go, I'm going to build what I want.
Mm-hmm. Or they're not necessarily in a massive hurry because it is a second home and they can wait to get exactly what they want. So it's tricky.
Well, I really like what you said. I mean, does the average buyer spending $4 million, are they impulsive? Oh, we got to have it.
Not typically.
Not really. The gotta have it group, which gotta have it is a Cold Stone Creamery thing. It's when that's the size where it starts getting kind of big. So there's the like it, love it, gotta have it. Like gotta have it is a fair amount of ice cream. But anyway,
you need a lactate after.
Yeah, you do. This is so important because it's like you have two markets. you always have two markets, but this is very specific. When you get into this echelon of homes, it is absolutely giant new custom homes versus you as the existing homeowner. It is way more that way than at $700,000. Here again, 6-7. I'm loving it now. But but 5 to 7 even, which is kind of your normal market. Because why? Because there are thousands of homes under $1 million. When you get into 2 to 4 million, if you have a $2 to $4 million home, how you market, how you present it, right? The way that you show up in the market, it just matters way more, dramatically more than if you were selling a $550,000 or even $1 million home.
Yep. Yeah, it matters so much more than people think.
So, and in this graph, this funnel, I'll zoom in. 5 to $15 million homes, and they'll actually show people what those are. There are 19 active listings. 11 homes have sold above $5 million, 5 to 15, since the beginning of the year. That's kind of astonishing. $772 per square foot at that price point. There are 1,049 homes above $1 million on the market. They aren't necessarily luxury. I think we're at the point now where a lot of homes above $1 million truly aren't luxury properties. This is really fun. $972 million worth of luxury real estate has closed since January 1st. That's $1 billion. 800 million for sale, close to $1 billion. Isn't that nuts? There are 816 listings available. Now, it's kind of fun. What can someone get? Should we show someone? By the way, I went all the way into Cedar City and Kanab just because for a second here. I think it would be fun. I think the listeners or the viewers, if they're watching on YouTube later, are going to want to see this. Do you think so?
Sure.
Okay. Jessica, I mean, I'm kind of astonished by it. What do you think when you talk to builders? I want to pull this graph up in a minute. This list. Like the guys who talked to us this week, protecting confidences. What were what was weighing on them? This is a luxury home builder who's sitting on multiple $1 million homes. What is the sentiment that they're having?
They're nervous that they're not desperate to sell them, but really to kind of free up some bandwidth for them. They would love to get these off the books. They're worried about big builders, big country builders coming in and kind of watering down what they have here. And I have to remind them, we're looking at totally different products that, they were referring to, but just kind of the uncertainty of what's happening in the world. And
yes.
So, and because it is I think
we have to speak it.
Yeah. They tend to be more taste specific homes. Like what if we miss the mark on that?
Correct.
It's a big
5 minutes.
Yeah. It's a big risk.
Yeah. This is very taste specific. So check this home out. It's $12,540,000. This home is 15,778 square feet. It's on Hinkley Lane. Does anybody want to guess who knows the local culture, what that means? That is near the Red Cliffs LDS Temple. It's a parade home. It's an astonishing parade home. It's available for you today if you want to call us to purchase for $12 million. And guys, how about that for a backdrop? I mean, good grief, right? That living and kitchen is worth more than my house, probably. When you start running multiples, here's what I want you to understand about this price point, gang. If you have a $12,500,000 house, I mean, I guess I could just do this in my head. But this is the multiple. And I'm going to use $600,000 as an average sales price, even though it's probably more like $550,000. That's 21 times the cost of the average home. Oh, but is the house sweet? Would you guys take it? Blue Form? Sure. For a cool $12 million? I mean, this thing's sweet.
It's beautiful.
Of course it is. And when you get into these homes, I mean, every single finish, every single thing, every fixture, you know, there's a story. Oh, we went and we had this problem and it was a last minute problem and then we couldn't find any tile, but there happened to be an Italian couple visiting Zion National Park at the last minute. And they said, it's so interesting. Our father has been mining Italian marble since the 1300s.
True.
And you're never going to believe it, but we actually have a semi coming through later today, and then they put it in the home.
Tender mercy.
Wow, that was an awesome story.
Yes.
That was pretty good for live radio.
Yes, it was. Very off the cuff. I'm impressed.
Okay. You can pick up 5.5 if it'll load. You can pick up $5.6 million all the time in Entrada. Everybody knows this in our final 3 minutes. Of course, this goes without saying. How about 11 million in Entrada? I mean, 11 million, would that be enough? Look at this home. And I'm sharing this because there are going to be people who watch this on YouTube. So let me say this, guys, in our final time together. We've shared some data with you today that is pretty astonishing. St. George is a luxury home market. St. George is a resort market. St. George right now, per the really cool graphic that I created, it was awesome, huh? Mm-hmm. Thanks, Perplexity. By the way, guys, I'm on Perplexity Blue Form. That's my jam. There are currently 1,049 homes for sale above $1 million. And by darned, 11 have sold over 5 million this year. 37 have sold over 3 to 5 million. 67 closed from 2 to 3 million. And 400, almost 500 homes have sold from 1 to 2 million. If you have a luxury property, we handle that kind of thing. And here's what we're not afraid to do is have an honest conversation. So if you want to have that conversation, you might want to put on your big boy pants, because our job is to help you really present at the kind of level that's going to help you compete with all this stuff that's being built. And it's being built quickly. Deep-pocketed builders and investors and buyers coming to St. George real estate. Gone are the days of the little piddly cow town. We're not. That's not it. Jessica Marron,
thank you,
Jeremy
for
Larkin.
me.
Hey, you're so happy to have you here. Visit us at gostgeorge.com if you want to talk about that with us, or Google the Larkin Group, or chat. Now just chat GPT, the Larkin Group. You'll find
Check
us on there
out
anyway.
On Instagram. You can find us.
We exist
Love
everywhere.
signals.
And let's go have a great week. Over now.